Hello, all of you amazing magicians, and welcome back to the Psychic Intuitive Playground. Today, we're going to be talking about clairsentience, and that is known as clear feeling. Okay, so this is going to really hit home for all of you that were always told maybe that you were too sensitive, that you could just like feel people's energies the second that you walk in the room. If you've ever known that like something was wrong and nobody's ever said a word about it. Quick story, like my mom would call me because she'd be like, I just have a feeling like you need me. And it'd be like right after I got done crying about something or I was upset, like she just knows and she doesn't live near me. So it doesn't have to be something that is necessarily in your physical vicinity. It could be a person that you're attached to or a place or whatever that you can still feel the energy from. Um, so clairsentience in that way is the ability to feel energy physically, emotionally, energetically, however you want to look at it. Okay, it's tuning into people, places, things, situations, and sensing the emotions or energies around them without any logic for it. So you might experience this in so many different ways. For physically, you might feel, say, somebody has arthritis. Okay, you might feel your knees start to ache, your hands start to ache wherever they have that. Right, that's like a physical feeling. Maybe they have a backache and your back starts to hurt. Maybe they have a headache and you start to get a headache. You're like, do you have a headache? That's totally happened. So you might feel it literally physically. You might feel tingling sensations that bring things to your awareness. You might feel people's emotions, emotions that aren't yours out of nowhere. And that can get really annoying sometimes. You might feel goosebumps when you hear somebody speaking something that resonates with you or music. Music really does that for me. Um, so our body is like a giant receiver. It's an energetic receiver. And our emotions are kind of a way that the radio signals tune in to sometimes. So in many ways, their sentience is like one of the oldest intuitive senses because it was always there. If you I'm trying to think of more ways that this shows up. Okay, say you walk into a space and you immediately sense the vibe in the room. Maybe it's a positive vibe and everybody's really like, "Oh, this is going to be a great time." But maybe it's like you can feel like something is wrong. There's tension somewhere. Maybe you don't see it. Maybe everybody's acting fine, but you can feel the tension in the air. Maybe in that same room, you've got Bob over there, the center of attention. He's cracking jokes. He's talking. Everybody's having a good time, but you just feel like something is wrong with Bob. Like something really bad must have just happened, and it's not showing on his face. You have no reason to explain it, but like somebody asked Bob if he's okay, and maybe later on you ask him he's like, "Oh God, my dog just died, but I didn't really want to." I was trying to just not think about it, and just like you just knew something was there. So that could be a thing. You might feel really drained around certain people. This happens a lot because you're picking up on their emotion. You might feel very energized around other people. If they're in a great mood, or you might pick up on their mood. Our mood, when you're very clairsentient, your mood tends to be a little bit more adaptable to other people's moods. So you really have to be careful who you're around and what their energy is like because you might pick it up. And if you don't want that mood, then but it's really handy if they are in a great mood and you're not, and you're like, oh, give me some of that energy, right? like fix this for me, help me out here. So another one is when you instinctively just kind of know when somebody's lying or hiding something. I call it like the BS detector. It is strong in the clairsentient people. Okay, it is strong. Emotional movies and songs might hit you really, really in the heart there. And I mean, like, it will feel like you are part of the movie. And even though you know it's not real, it's like you might as well be there. You're on the emotional roller coaster with the characters. It can be very overwhelming, especially if you don't understand it, if you don't even realize that it is a gift that you have. It can be very overwhelming. Um, but it really is a gift. It really is a gift because it can feel like a curse. If you don't know what's going on or why you are this sensitive, it can definitely feel like a curse. But once you do understand it, and you can protect yourself and you can use it properly, it becomes a true gift. All right, so let's play a little game. Let's play a little game. We'll practice with it. Okay. So I want you to call your energy back into you for just a few minutes. Like stop thinking about all the things outside yourself. Stop thinking about what's going on outside. Stop worrying about what's going on the TV. Like whatever you have to do later today. Bring all your energy back into your body because I think sometimes that's why we miss clairsentient messages is because we're too busy paying attention to everything else that when our body is lighting up with things, we miss it. Okay, so bring your energy back to your body. Feel free to pause this if you want, because I'm going to keep going, but you can pause it if you want to. And really tune into your body. What does the energy of this particular moment feel like in your body? Think about it. Okay, but don't overthink it. If you want, you can tune into the energy of this video. You can tune into my energy. You can be like, is this video making me happy? Is it making me miserable? Do I hate it? Do I love it? Like, I don't know. Whatever you want to feel is fine. But sometimes it's easier to recognize it when you're tuning into something outside of yourself. But like pay attention to your body right now and where are you feeling it? What is lighting up? What is feeling heavy? What is changing? What is going on in your body that you weren't noticing just a few minutes ago? Okay. Now there's another way that you can practice with clairsentience to get a basic like yes or no signs for yourself. Okay. So close your eyes if they're not still closed from a minute ago and think of something that you absolutely love. It could be a person, a place, food, a relationship, whatever you want. A dog, cat, pets, plants, whatever, that brings you so much joy, that puts you in like, oh my God, I really love that thing so much, that kind of energy. Okay. And focus on your energy in your body. And what does it feel like? Does it feel expansive? Does it feel light? Does it feel energized? Does it feel like, whoo, yes, I love this, right? That's what it should feel like. How does that show up in your body? Okay. And then pause there if you want to stay in that moment. Then I want you to think of something that you really dislike, something that you would hate, that you can't stand. Bleh, okay. A situation that felt bad, uncomfortable, whatever. Person that you hate. I don't know. Think of your job if you hate it. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever you hate. Hopefully you don't hate too many things. And where do you feel that in your body? Okay. Where does it feel? Where does it contract? Where does it feel heavy? Where does it hurt? Does it hurt? If it hurts, like how does it feel? Does it tingle? Do you get hot? Do you how does it change? Okay. Because then you have those two energetic signatures of expansion, which would be like a yes sign, or contraction, or whatever your body felt like, as a no sign. They become your two personal yes or no signals. Now, these things probably happen to you all the time, but we ignore them. We just kind of blow it off. We don't think much of it. So this brings it to your awareness. And now if you want to ask yourself, yes or no question, should I do this? Should I do that? If you pay attention to your body, you can get feedback from your higher self on like what the answer is. And that's your first. Think of how much you could do and listening to yourself, even with just yes or no questions, and becoming aware of that. Then you start to trust your own personal spiritual language, your own intuition. And the more you trust it, the stronger your intuition becomes. Okay. So you can practice with that. Now, I want to remind you that being sensitive is not a weakness. It's definitely not. I wish that more people in the world were more sensitive right now. But in reality, it is a superpower. I know that it can be uncomfortable. It can be heavy. It can be difficult and overwhelming if you don't know how to use it. But it absolutely is a superpower. You're literally reading the invisible layers of the world through your emotional and energetic body. It can be too much sometimes, but if you can use it, if you practice with this and you use it and you trust your intuition, it becomes your own personal superpower. Okay. I do also just want to mention really quickly that I have noticed that people whose strongest clair is clairsentience, they tend to have high anxiety levels. And it can sometimes be caused by feeling so much in the emotions and energies and the things and people in their environment, and not being able to understand that those energies are coming from somewhere outside of themselves. So it kind of induces anxiety as a sort of coping mechanism, but it's not a cause for all anxiety. So don't think that, but it is a possibility. And you might notice that as you practice with this, and as you learn to control it, and as you learn to separate what energy is not yours, as you recognize it, you might realize that your anxiety levels start to come down. Just throwing that out there. Also, you might be an introvert. You probably are an introvert, because being around a lot of other people can easily feel super overwhelming to you, and that's okay. I just want to make sure I got that in here somewhere, because I feel like it's really important. It's something that I've noticed in my time working with this. But if this resonated with you, if you want to work on strengthening your intuition even more, if you want to hear more about the other clairs, maybe those speak to you even better, make sure that you subscribe, click on the notification bell, because we're just getting started with all of this. And in the comments, let me know if there was a time where you felt strongly in your body that something was off. And were you right? And what happened? I'd love to hear your experiences, because when it comes to this, it never ceases to surprise me what our intuition tells us, even when we don't know that that's what it is. Our bodies are wise. They have so much wisdom built in. Your emotions are sacred, and don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise. Your feelings, they're not just reactions. They're messages. They're messages from yourself. So don't tune them out. Keep listening, keep trusting, keep remembering, and always stay magical.